Thank you for tuning back into the Modern Day Overthinker podcast. I am your host, Colin. This episode is with a new friend of mine, a comedy friend again, Chris Starman. We discussed a variety of topics, including stand-up comedy, which is how we met, depression, ADD, sobriety. We went into talking about politics a little bit, just about term limits and how they're needed, and how almost everyone agrees with that, it seems like. Why Chris thinks everything is weird now. The afterlife. Turning into our parents. Just a great episode with a great dude. Chris is one of the favorites in the comedy scene in the Quad Cities. Liked by everyone. I don't know anyone that does not like this guy. And that's saying a lot. But our community is really strong, and we talk about that on the podcast as well. We're unique, and that is awesome. Anyways, enjoy the episode with Chris Starman.
And 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Shot 30 podcast. I'm your host, Shane.
Yeah, he does the whole countdown, but he does the video thing. I think that's so he can sync it together, because that's another problem about doing video and audio, because you're doing it separately.
Yeah.
And then you have to match it up, and it's like that's where I'm at.
Complicated.
That's too much work.
One of the programs that I use, so I've done, really short videos and stuff like that. One of the programs that I use, I was trying to add subtitles to, or not captions kind of thing, where they're clever and people put them on their comedy videos. So I was trying to do that, but I couldn't get the sound to sync up to the video in the video app. So it was just the most frustrating thing. So I just gave up altogether. But yeah, syncing audio and video is just ridiculous.
I had somebody the one time I did video for the podcast, I had somebody else do it for me. And I just paid them to do it. I was like, I don't.
That's why we have Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon needs to start doing things like that.
That's a good point. I haven't gotten to know him yet. I've talked to him a little bit, but the fact that he just I don't know why he chooses Dubuque. Doesn't he live here?
So Dubuque has been kind of his easiest night to get off. He works for he used to be a stay-at-home dad, but now he works for the TV station. Okay. And he does the 6 and 10 o'clock newses.
Okay.
And so they ask him each week, what days are you available to work? And because that's kind of been one of the more consistent mics, he's been taking off Thursdays.
Yeah.
Plus he gets a lot of people, there are always a lot of people there.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't even, but when it came to, so Brandon started as a comic with me.
Okay.
And I've known him the longest out of anybody in comedy, as far as,
because I just started seeing him recently.
Yeah. He had taken a long time off. In fact, he'd moved to Texas for a while, moved back. He has 2 young kids now, so he has been super dad.
Yeah.
And only recently started coming back out. And so it started with me getting a hold of him and saying, "Hey, would you mind? I'm like, would you cut me a price? Give me a price for." I'm going to send you some clips of my comedy. Would you put them together for me, edit them together, and make a 5-minute reel for me that I can send off to promoters? For
festivals, all that stuff. Yeah.
So I send him a link to all my comedy, and after a couple weeks go by, he comes back to me and he's like, "So your videos are shit." And I'm like, okay. And he goes, "Not the content, just the quality. He's like, "You're shooting it on a phone." And anybody that gets used to something in a professional capacity wants the best of that. So he, as a film student, he's gotten used to the best of quality for video and audio. So he said, "Hey, let me come out with you a couple of times. I'll, record a couple sets and I'll mash them together and give you a highlight reel." Exactly what I wanted, better quality. So we started doing that. Well, along the way, he kind of started getting the itch to do comedy again a little bit. And he's done it a couple of times since. But we kind of came up with a little business idea, a side hustle of, recording the comedian sets, because none of us get high quality video. We all get our phones.
Yeah.
And they're good at times, but we have an ultra HD camera now with a good audio recorder. that, and he's not trying to like.
Does he set up the audio on stage somewhere?
No, it's all through his camera, but he has like a boom or a little like, it's a mic that picks up from a certain direction. He has a directional mic.
Gotcha.
So,
omnidirectional, I think is what it's called.
Okay. So he has one of those. And so he sets up there in the corner, and being a comedian himself, he's not out trying to like make a living off of this. He's trying to help out. Yeah, he wants to make it available because we never had that coming up. Like,
because when I heard the price, I was like, dude, you could be charging so much more. But I also didn't want to say that and piss a bunch of people off. He knows.
Yeah, he knows. We've talked about it. Like we've even talked about, just increasing it to 15 just for the travel and stuff like that. Yeah. But if he's still doing it for 10 when this loops and you're listening to it, and if he's raised the price, sorry. If he hasn't, it's still worth it. Either way, it's worth it. But I like looking at my recordings and getting, so I can check the wording, try to improve the joke,
Oh yeah. My thing is just like my stage presence in general, and like me looking down too much, not looking up, too much pacing, little things like that.
Catching
and
your,
the uhs and ums.
Your crutch words.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always.
At least they're not swear words now. They're uhs and ums, which sucks.
And at least they're not got 'em.
Got him. Oh man,
I love that he's got to have a variation of it after every joke.
Yeah, he shot him.
Not got him.
Not got. Yeah, when it doesn't land. Yeah. Shout out to JT though. We love him.
This is all.
We love him and hate him at the same time.
This is all. I was gonna say this is all 100% with love. These are all things I've told him.
Yeah.
Like we challenged him one time to
not
go
to say it.
Yeah, to go like a whole weekend, and I think Draper bet him $4, and he did it for $4. Like, he was committed just for the $4. He had no interest in doing it other than the $4, but he did it. He went a whole weekend without doing it. So
that's awesome.
It was unbelievable. I mean,
yeah, the catchphrase, like, kind of, I talked to him about that. I'm like, when did that start? He's like, it started a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it just kind of stuck with me, so I just use it, and it does work sometimes. I mean.
Like Friday or Thursday night up at the comedy bar, like when he was killing, were you there?
No, I wasn't there. No.
See, this week has been a blur because I saw you Wednesday.
Yeah.
But Thursday at the comedy bar, dude went up there and fucking killed.
Yeah.
JT went up there and he was doing his jokes and he did a couple of his.
Was there a good crowd?
It was a decent crowd. It wasn't as full as the week before.
Yeah, the week before was solid.
Yeah, it was way big. But so he's up there doing his regular cheesy jokes, and then he breaks into his new stuff about, losing his Veach card.
Oh, I love that.
And, like, the crowd got way into him. Like, they were just immediately, like, bought in hook, line, and sinker. And everything he said after that was just gold. And, it was just like a crowd of moms loving him.
Oh, yeah.
It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen for that little awkward kid.
Oh yeah, it's great, and he's not little at all. That's the funny part. He's a giant.
he's a Sasquatch, only dumber.
Yeah,
he's Harry without the Hendersons.
Oh, I love when Dana talks about him. That's my favorite.
Yes, Dana kills him.
Oh my god. But yeah, let's try to.
Oh yeah, we got topics to cover.
So, anyway, Chris Starman. Let's start out by just giving a little background about you. You've been doing comedy for how long now?
I meant to actually look this up. It's been at least roughly 12 years.
Okay.
Probably a little more than that.
Had any gaps there? Or?
Yeah, I've taken time off multiple times. Usually kind of for mental health reasons where I can't handle it anymore and I need to take a break from it.
Yeah.
I used to get really invested in the am I getting booked side of things.
Ooh, okay.
That always hurt me, so I would step away for a while, but I've gotten much better about that in my own head. Been in the Quad Cities since about 2000. Grew up in a small town before that, out in western Iowa, west of Ames.
Okay. What town?
Carroll, Iowa.
Oh, Carroll. Yeah, I know Carroll. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of UNI people went to.
Were
from Carroll.
Yeah. Carroll spreads out to UNI, Ames, and Ankeny.
Okay.
That's where everybody that does leave, but you get a lot of people that never leave. So.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, but
because Carroll's not ridiculously small. It's small.
It's weird because it's like a metropolitan area for that area. It's only a town of 10,000 people. Not a lot of people that you would invest big businesses in coming to town. But because they kind of serve a metropolitan as like all the other small towns around it, they've got the things like Walmart and Pizza Ranch and Culver's.
Pizza Ranch.
It's weird that it shouldn't support those types of businesses. It'd be enough to support those types of businesses, except for the fact that everybody from around there comes there.
Yeah. Okay.
Got more bars than probably any regular business.
That's pretty much an Iowa thing, though.
Yeah. Yep. Churches and bars.
Churches and bars. Yep.
Sometimes it's bars and churches.
Might as well. It's a good business concept.
Yeah.
You get right with the Lord, then get drunk right after, or before, or both.
Well, I mean, it's part of the ceremony in Catholicism, so.
Yeah. Oh, I had a guy, because I went to Catholic school, and I don't know if you ever had this happen, but, we'd have we didn't do weekly mass, but we did like a monthly mass.
Oh, yeah.
And where the whole school went. And one dude, it was before I got there, but I had heard about this because it was just a legendary story that one dude just went up and by the time I got there, they stopped doing wine for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Because of this guy. He went up there and just slammed the whole thing.
I'm sure.
It's just like it has a free buzz, man.
Yeah. I'm sure that we did that at one time or another too.
Oh, yeah.
I went to Catholic school as well. Went 10 and a half years till I got suspended and then ultimately kicked out because I helped lead a walkout. They tend not to like when you question them.
No.
So I was given a set of criteria I had to meet before I could come back to school, and it was unattainable given my life at that time, like between work, school hours, and
you work retail at the time, or grocery store, or
something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, I did a little bit of everything at one point or another, but yeah, they would work after school and then also have soccer practice and stuff like that. So it was one of those things like I was not going to meet it, so I ultimately had to go to the public school across town, and ended up being better for me. But I've had my run-ins with them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I ended up. Yeah, I went through. Did you do grade school with Catholic school too?
Yeah, grade school all the way through 10 and
sophomore year.
No, it was my junior year. Halfway through my junior year, I got booted.
You got asked to leave.
Yeah, it was great though because the principal at the time was still my neighbor, and I still liked him. So occasionally, when I would skip class at the public school, I would go back to the Catholic school and go hang out with the principal because he always had M&Ms in his office, and he'd be like, he'd come in and be like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, he's like, "You don't even go here." He's like, "I have to call the other principal." I'm like, "Do you?
Do you though? Do you have an obligation to him?"
Yeah,
you guys are private.
I was a little bit of a hooligan.
I'm just pulling up my phone. I need to change my settings on my phone. Oh, I'm on low battery mode because I got one of those cheap chargers on Amazon that just stopped working. It has to be just right.
Yeah. Sometimes they have to.
I hate that so much.
Kim went out and bought with working at Best Buy, she just bought a bunch of chargers for us.
Oh, she's still working there, isn't she?
Yeah.
20
some years.
Yeah.
Which is weird to call her an OG because I still remember some of the OGs from when I worked there years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're all gone for the most part.
Yeah. They ran them out a few years back when they were doing the whole, hey, let's be more corporate and,
compete with Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Amazon was killing them.
Well, and given our current world situation, like, the retail game had to change in general. And so I think for the most part, considering where they were and what the world is now, they've done a good job adapting to being the Amazon of, where you can go and touch things and go and see the thing. And
because there's certain things, like when you buy a TV, man, you don't really want, most people don't want to buy one online. They want to see what the picture looks like and all that stuff.
And then you may go online and be like, oh, I can find this cheaper, but then by the time you get shipping and the time frame of getting the item, it's like, well, you know what, I'll just buy it here while I'm at Best Buy
and get it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because people are impatient, so they want it now.
Yep.
I'm like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the quicker the shipping, the better. But yeah, I've been talking about this with all the comedians, and you wanted to talk about it as well, and I love talking about it. And just I don't know, did you do comedy when you didn't do comedy until you got here, though, right?
No, when I started comedy, before I got into it, like when I was in that small town, I had this assumption that comedians were all geniuses.
Oh, okay.
That because they looked at the world the thing that we see every day, and they saw it in a different way. I thought that was genius.
Yeah.
Now that I've worked in comedy for a while, I know that it's definitely not true.
Yeah.
But we all have something unique in us that makes us see the world differently. And that's where the humor comes from, is kind of that surprise. But I'd been out here for a couple of years. I'd done a couple of different things entertainment-wise. I'd been in the professional wrestling world here locally for a while.
Oh, cool.
But I just... The idea to do comedy came from a delusion of grandeur late at night, where I was like, I've always wanted to try it, and I know a lot of people. Maybe I could just get them to come to a show. And then I'm like, well, what if I made a show? If I'm going to do something, maybe I should do a fundraiser. Do something for somebody else.
Yeah.
And then this whole idea was born for a show called Comedy for a Cause. Took a bunch of first-time comedians as well as 2 or 3 people that had performed before, and threw them on stage and said, hey, let's see what happens. And we raised a bunch of money for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
Nice.
And then, but I was the host, and I also tried to do a 10-minute set for my first time.
Well, that is ridiculous.
Exactly.
I can barely do 10 minutes. I've been doing it for a year.
Yeah. I was horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. One of the people I called, though, was Brandon Gale. And I'm like, dude, you've always been funny when we hang out. Have you ever thought about doing it on stage? He goes up and he kills for 10 minutes.
I've seen a couple people do that, man. What's, why can I not remember his name? The dude that works for the radio station.
Oh, Trevor.
Trevor Goodall.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen him perform, or if I did, I didn't know.
He's only performed a couple times, and he kills every time.
Like Amber.
I think it's maybe because he's like already in entertainment. Maybe
I'm sure that helps. I'm sure that helps, but like
still,
Amber
is another
never
one.
done anything.
And she gets so scared before every show. It's so funny.
It's so adorable. Like,
yeah, and then she just goes up.
It's
there
like,
and kills.
lady, you're gonna kill.
Yeah,
you know that. And she's like, no.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, love her. But so that's how I got started.
Sorry, Trevor, I forgot your name for a second. I literally just met you like a few months ago. I'm terrible with names. I'm so bad.
I've heard that. I don't know if you have, but I have ADD, and I've heard that's an ADD thing.
Oh, yeah. I've been. They pretty much almost diagnosed me with everything that ends with a D. At this point, they're just like, "Hey, you just fit all the criteria."
If you got, I have a joke where I just talk about how I discovered that I had ADD, and it was my mom telling me, like, only a couple of years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, that she's like, well, do you ever talk to your doctor about your ADD? And I'm like, I don't have ADD. And she's like, you have ADD.
Then you're like, what?
I don't have ADD. I've never had ADD. And she goes, yeah, we had you on medicine for it for a while, and you didn't like the medicine, so you quit taking it.
Yeah.
So we just never got you more treatment. And I'm like, really? She goes, you probably forgot because you have ADD. True story.
My psychiatrist just recently, I've only been seeing this psychiatrist for a couple of years now, but she's the first one that's brought it up, and I was like, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, So many of the things that I just thought made me weird turns out, hey, you got ADD.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard for me to focus on things and stay on task and
well, yeah, like odd things though, like not being able to remember names
yeah.
or rejection sensitivity syndrome and
Oh my
all that
God.
stuff goes along with ADD, and it's not just the focus things that we all thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of
It's kind of like with OCD where everybody just thinks that since I have OCD, I'm a neat freak.
Yeah.
No, come to
Yeah.
my house, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not.
or that Tourette's people just cuss all the time or
Yeah. Stuff like that. Or people that are depressed are just sad
all the time.
all the time. Nah, not really.
Yeah.
My depression's weird. Like mine is like it's consistently like every morning. Like I go from like starting out the day like not super depressed, but just like mildly depressed. And then it progressively gets better as long as I stay active and I'm doing something and don't like lay in bed all day.
Yeah, kind of. You have to get yourself a motive.
Once I get out of bed and start doing something, then I'm
that motivation.
Yeah,
keeps you.
Then it starts to get better. And but if I
that's interesting. I'd never heard of it in that context, but
that's how it works with me.
Yeah, no, that's well, and like you said, everything's unique in this kind of depression.
And some people have seasonal, and I have the seasonal stuff too, where it's worse. Like for some reason, fall, like everybody's like fall, the leaves changing. Like fall, my brain changes.
Yeah, I get it is fall, right around September, early October. I tend to have meltdowns and just do like quit things or do things or smash things. And it was weird because I noticed it through Facebook where they have the memories, and it was like, wait a second, I was starting to see a pattern every September. I'm starting to like destroy the world I live in, and it's like, hey, I got to quit doing that.
Self-sabotage, love it. Jeez, yeah. Fall's been always weird for me. I don't know why.
But other than that, I love the fall. Like I
actually I don't mind it. Like
I love the weather. I love I love hoodie season.
Yeah, hoodie season.
I love
bonfire season.
Bonfires. I love the color changing the leaves. I love Halloween. So everything about
I should like all of I should be in a great mood, but I'm not. That's the thing about depression. It's like everything around you could be awesome, and you're just like nope. Your brain's just like nah.
What do you have to be depressed about?
I wish I could tell you, because I don't really know.
Yeah, I've got a lot of great things going on. Life sucks.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, when you're like right now, like I'm not depressed right now, but I'm not like in a super great space. I'm like at probably like a 6 or a 7 out of 10, which is not bad.
Yeah, I'm with you there though, because like I have struggled this week to do comedy, to get into the headspace needed. Like I can be in a bad mood and still go do comedy and do well. It takes a little more work.
I talked to somebody the other day and I was like, oh, why are you on the open mic? She's like, I've just had a really bad week. And I was like, I get it. But also like for me, it's like, that's when I want to do it.
Yep. That's
where I push myself to do it. But everybody's different. I get it.
Yeah. Like Thursday, I had very little, and Wednesday too at Renwick, like it was kind of funny because I had like a mini panic attack like right before I went on stage.
Oh,
not about performing.
Not about performing.
It was just my body started doing it, and it was like because I couldn't get to the headspace I needed to be funny. I thought, at least that's where it started, and a lot of stuff, with what current events going on, just not really feeling like, man, I can be funny right now. And granted, I can, like I said, I can be in a bad mood and go do comedy, but it's just a different headspace this week. And so when I couldn't hit the headspace and I went up and I started doing jokes and it wasn't hitting, I'm like, see, you weren't in the right headspace. So then I got hot, super flop sweat, and then I got mad at myself for not being able to control the spiral. And I'm like, so then I was talking to Leslie later. She's like, yeah, she's like, you look like you got hot and then you got angry. And I'm like, that's exactly what happened.
Leslie, our comedy mom and life coach.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Yes. More often than not, I end up, it's her and I in like a corner, like trying to wrangle the comedians or like see which ones need the most help and like she's kind of the mom and I'm like the weird uncle and
you and James.
Yeah, have to keep like guys like Mike from drinking too much or
yeah.
Guys like JT like you can't believe how many bars I've gone behind JT and apologized to the bartender about him asking for root beer and then him being disappointed when they don't have it. Or when he does drink and he drinks these weird drinks and then he's like, "Do you know how to make a slam and screwdriver upside down cake?"
Yeah, just ridiculous.
Yeah, just ridiculous requests. And they're like, "No, we have vodka and Captain Morgan. What do you want?" He's
like this is not that type of bar. Dude.
Exactly. So I walk up behind him and I'm like, "I'm sorry. He just likes certain drinks."
Yeah, when people get weird and rude with the bartender, since I've been a bartender, I'm just like, oh, I just get so, it's an extra frustration for me. I'm just like, damn, I know what that's like.
And I'm sure it has more to do with my own awkwardness than his when I do that, but it's just.
Yeah, because he's not a bad guy. Like, no, there's definitely.
He's never been rude to somebody for not having root beer or not being able to make a screwdriver slamming upside down pineapple Taco Bell cake.
Yeah, or whatever he comes up with in his head. Yeah. Something that's not even a real drink that he's never even had before. He's such a lightweight too, though. That's the funny part about it is it's very quickly. He's just like, oh, JT's pretty drunk, and that did not take long at all.
One time, and
because he started late. I mean, he seems like a guy who didn't drink in high school at all.
He's been riding with us regularly now for almost the last year, and
to Dubuque,
and we've been hitting the roads together.
Okay.
Like me, him.
I need to go to Peoria and Cedar Rapids. I heard Cedar Rapids has a new place now.
Thu has closed, and it's now Lucky Cat comedy and event space. Haley, bartender owner, she's absolutely fantastic about supporting comedy, and we've gone up there to when it was Thu, still the brewery.
Yeah.
And a couple of times they've been doing a mic for about a year, and it's a really nice room. Like, it's a lot of supportive people that are there to see comedy. It's I equate it to like a coffee house, but with beer.
Okay.
And it was a real nice environment, and I don't know anything about the brewing game and if it was something where it wasn't working or whatnot, but
it's a tough cutthroat industry now. There's so much competition,
and I don't know if it was sales, because it seemed like they always had good sales. I don't know.
Who knows?
But because they support comedy, they went more of a comedy direction. I absolutely love it. I'm excited. They're having a soft opening tonight. I wish I could get there tonight, but it's one of those things where it's like, I got some other plans, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I feel like the next mic, I'm not gonna be able to get to a mic for a little while. I'm gonna have a gap there, and that bothers me.
No, I understand that. It's one of those things.
It's like I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, you're gonna lose your momentum. And I know I was talking to Brian Farrell the other day about, he was like, I need to get better, and I'm like, the only way you're gonna get better at this stage is repetition. It's just like working out or a sport. You have to practice, so you have to get to more mics. And I was like, but you have to make a decision. Is this something you want to pursue, or is this a hobby?
Mm-hmm.
And pursue doesn't mean, I'm going to go be famous.
Like a Dralis.
Yep. It just means I want to get better at this in some capacity.
Yeah, that's how I am.
And so it's like you got to hit the repetition.
You have to. I've been hitting it hard pretty consistently for the last at least couple months.
Like John L., I would say, is more of he just likes to do it. So he's not necessarily pursuing.
I'm trying to think of who that is.
He's the sound guy at the Speakeasy. Looks like white Snoop Dogg.
Well, the last time I was at the Speakeasy, it was not him doing the sound. It was Johnny Tuesday.
Yeah, Johnny Tuesday is Johnny. I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't know him as
So he had a profile that was his real name on Facebook.
Okay.
And
because I've only seen him go up randomly. He is funny.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hilarious.
But he
just likes doing it.
Yep. Yeah. Nothing that he has to get better at, or he's pursuing. He's just
messing around.
Yep,
yeah.
Goes up there and enjoys what he does, and that's like, I don't. Neither one are better than the other. I don't want to say that. It's just you have to decide which direction with comedy you want to go. Is it a hobby, or is it something you want to pursue?
Yeah.
And Brian's like, well, I really want to pursue it. And I'm like, well, then you got to hit the
you have to hit more mics. Yeah.
And I say this as a guy who's been doing it as long as I have, and I'm still getting better because I'm hitting more mics. I'm hitting more shows, I'm getting out there, throwing more shit at the wall and
exactly
sticks. So, and that helps, like you were talking about earlier, your stage presence, watching yourself on stage, knowing what your ticks are, knowing what your quirks are. Yep. I have a hand thing. Hold the mic, and then I have to do something with this hand all the time.
Okay.
That's my biggest.
I don't know if that's a bad thing though.
It isn't, but I don't. I do that in my real life where I talk with my hands too.
Yeah.
And so it's going to come across, but sometimes I think it takes away from the joke as far as
if it's too much.
Yep. The same reason like why they say you don't wear shorts on stage or you don't.
I did hear that recently. I never had heard that.
It's all about trying to hold the audience attention.
Yeah.
And if you go
up there, I'm looking at your white legs.
Exactly. Like the more things you have breaking up the lines, the more distracted you can be. That's why you saw a lot of the old time comedians wearing the suit with a plain, tie, real kind of a stoic look so it was all the focus was on their words.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are stricter about it than others. I've gone up on stage sandals, myself, and
yeah.
Todd will yell at you if he's around, but he's usually the only one.
Which Todd?
Todd, Will Height.
Okay, yeah.
Todd.
I've only met Todd a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time we'd have a mic in the warmer months, he'd find somebody that was wearing sandals or wearing shorts and just yell at them. Usually Josh Anderson.
Leslie said something about it, the speakeasy, and I was like, I've never heard of that or thought about it. Like,
it's a weird kind of old timey unwritten rule. I try.
It makes sense.
I try not to wear too much in my shirts, like too many graphics.
Distractions. Yeah.
But that's also too. I'm way more about practicality than. So if I only have a clean shirt that's got a logo on it, it's going up on stage.
That's what I'm wearing. Yeah. Me and laundry have never gotten along, so. Yeah, as long as I have something clean to wear, I'm wearing it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, noticing the little things, and the reason why some people are a little bit more committed than others, and what's their reason behind it. Mm-hmm. Some people just do it a lot of us do it because we get something out of it, of course,
for sure.
And some of us really want to pursue it. I'm kind of in between. I want to pursue it. And I want to. My thing is, just getting better.
Yeah,
it's like a thing. Like I know, like I can continuously get better, and I've noticed like little things, or like when you were talking about how it was a rough week with another school shooting. Obviously, that's tough to really. You want to talk about it in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to joke about it.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't want to joke about it, but I was like, everyone's thinking about this.
Yes.
So that's why I was like, can we just put the whole country in rice? Can we just restart this? And I was like, this seems like a good opener, like, because everybody's thinking about it.
I love that.
A good way to start it out.
I love that Tuesday night at the Saddle, Austin's mom texted him and said, "Hey, please don't do your school shooting jokes tonight."
Yeah. Like, no.
The fact that his mom knows that he's the school shooting comic.
Yeah, it's like, and some people are like, that's never funny. And it's like,
well, so on Thursday, there was one comic who did a bunch about school shootings and walked a bunch of the crowd because there were a lot of teachers in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Did not go well. But
yeah, there's certain things I will not touch.
Yeah, Austin went up there and he did the thing as far as he knew that people were expecting it of him.
Yeah,
and so
that's his style.
His dark comedy. Very Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah.
And so he addressed it. He goes, everybody expects me to make a school shooting joke because that's kind of my bread and butter. But after the most recent events, he's like, I don't remember the punchline to his joke, but it was one of those ones that I thought he did really well with mitigating. Like, he's like, kind of like you said, somebody's got to talk about it, but let's try not to exploit the tragedy of it for the humor.
Yeah.
And I thought he did a really good job with that. He made himself the bad guy in the joke, like he does.
Yeah.
And it worked. It was enough, but not too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was like, I know people are all thinking about this, obviously. People are going to be thinking about it for a while. Hopefully long enough for something actually happens, but we won't get into that.
It does feel a little different this time as far as the energy of people saying, enough is enough.
We're just like, we're so sick of this.
We had to have 2 Sandy Hooks before we got to this place, but
yeah. It's so frustrating. But
yeah, we'll stay away from that.
Yeah, we'll stay away from that one just because it's like I could talk about that for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you said I kind of wanted you to elaborate on this, but you said let's talk about the relationship between space and time, or are we on the flip side? So elaborate on that for me.
I love when you're like, give me topics. I'm like, I'm going to give you the widest array of topics.
Let's do it.
So this is a theory that Johnny Tuesday and I came up with a while back.
Johnny Tuesday and his theories are great.
Yeah. Yes. So we developed a new theory for the relationship between how space and time interact. And it basically comes down to a Mobius strip. So you got 2 sides to a Mobius strip. And where they converge is the Big Bang. So from that point, the universe and time keep expanding until they reach their maximum point, where they will all then withdraw back into each other, where it implodes on itself, creating yet another Big Bang. So the strip grows as it circles and twists, comes back together. So we're on one side of this strip. This is all the theory, some sort of event happened that caused such a cataclysmic reaction that we flip to the other side. We are now on the wrong side of the strip. Through our theorizing, we discovered that the most likely event would have been when they turned on the Large Hadron Collider, over in Switzerland. It's where they discovered the God particle. It's this giant loop where they they're able to see events on such a microscopic scale. But we theorize when they turned that on, that created some sort of wave, and boom, now we're on the wrong side of the Mobius strip, and that's why everything's so fucking weird now.
Everything's so weird.
It seems like it's the exact same world, but everything's weird now.
Yeah.
No, obviously this is just 2 guys that are stoned talking.
Yeah.
but if you sit there and try to connect the dots enough, it makes sense.
Yeah. It's an interesting theory. Yeah,
I'm sure there's science people out there just pissed off right now, poking holes in this theory. Like, no. That couldn't be because of this. And they're talking in math.
Yeah.
I'm over here talking in stoner talk.
Yeah, you're just like, this adds up.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we were talking about the string theory. Everything is waves of energy, and the wave, when you shoot a wave out, it becomes slower over time but larger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why things seem like they keep getting weirder, but no one notices.
Yeah.
The waves keep getting bigger. We elect Donald Trump president. Things just keep getting weirder.
Just weird. I can only imagine. I am so I'm looking forward to and dreading at the same time what's going to happen with the next election and who's going to run, and it's just going to be it's probably going to.
I don't think Donald's going to run again.
I hope not.
I think all of this fundraising and everything that he's doing now is the ultimate grift.
He's just trolling.
Yep, just trying to get as much money out of everything that he can pull money from. Obviously, I know PACs and stuff can't give money directly to him.
Yeah,
but
he can give it to somebody else.
But he can get money out of this whole deal.
Yeah.
So I think he's just going to raise election funds for himself, and poof, but it'll still be a thorn in our sides. But
yeah. Fucking. It's just like, I'm just sick of the old guys, man. Can we just? That's the biggest thing.
It does.
It's like these dudes in a regular profession would be retired.
Yeah. We keep saying that 80-year-olds and 70-year-old men are not capable of driving, not capable of flying planes, not capable of making competent business decisions. Let's elect them.
Yeah, let's have them run the country. And Chuck Grassley is 90 years old. 90 years old.
I'm going to my grandpa's 90th birthday party in a couple weeks.
He's from out where you're from.
Yeah. Oh, and believe me, they love them some Chuck Grassley.
Oh, God.
They love them some... Fuck, they even love them some Steve King. Remember that guy?
That guy's a nightmare.
Exactly. They love the shit out of him out there.
He's like openly racist.
Yeah. They're out there just going like, yeah, what's wrong with that? We are too.
Yeah.
What? No, that's not what you're supposed to say.
No.
He's going to stop all those problems. No, he's not. He's going to make them worse.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah. Term limits. That's where.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't talked to anyone where I've brought up term limits and they've said, no, that's a bad idea.
That's just it, though. Nobody is against term limits other than the people that make the decisions on term limits.
Yep. Yeah, it's...
because we keep electing them to make term limits or not.
Yeah. It's stupid. Man. Oh, you said maybe hit on thoughts on the afterlife. Oh, that's always fun. I really like the idea of reincarnation. I don't know if any of this is true, of course, but reincarnating as something else, like whether it's an animal or a different person, a different version of me.
You hear the stories about someone. There was one in our family where someone was sitting on another person's lap, and they looked up at the person like, I remember when you used to sit on my lap, and it was like, what? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where you hear stuff, and I would love for that to be true, and I wish it was. I don't know. I can't believe that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a tough one.
But I love the thought of it. My personal beliefs are kind of, we all have energy.
Mm-hmm.
There is some sort of life force within us that, while we're alive, we're more than just pumping blood and brains and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a soul. I don't think it's something that goes to heaven or hell. I think it's just an energy that then, like the theory goes, energy can't be created or destroyed. I think it just goes back out into the universe of energy, and maybe some of that energy that was unique to that person, sometimes you might feel from time to time, but I don't think there's things like ghosts or those types of things running around. I think, when you...
Chris Lichting's going to hate you for
I
that.
know. It's one of those things where I want to believe in ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
But I just don't.
And I want to believe in some type of cool afterlife. And
yeah, exactly.
It's tough.
I think our energy just gets returned to the universe, and then when a new energy is born, or not born, but when a new entity is born, new life is born, some of that energy gets transferred into that, and it keeps getting recycled over and over again. And so that's why you may have some of these things where you feel a person that you knew, or whether that area where a certain place or an item has a certain type of energy, because maybe that part of that energy hung on there, or not that it's conscious energy deciding where to go, but it's attractions.
Yeah, because my grandpa passed away about a year ago, and my uncle is just like, because I was talking about it, because my grandpa was a funny guy, very dry sense of humor, and I've been trying to think of a good joke to implement my grandpa, because he just had so many funny things to say. Some of them were a little bit too offensive, so I can't really,
Grandpas did that, though.
Yeah.
It was a different time.
Yeah, there's no filter.
It was funny because Zach and I were hanging out the other day, and we were talking about our first sets, and he's like, do you have it? And I'm like, well, I didn't record it, but I do have it written down.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, let's hear some of it. And he was showing me some of his, or telling me some of his. And I was like,
I can't say this anymore.
But yeah, some of it was just a different time period. Like, it wasn't that it was necessarily offensive, but it was the way I said it or the intention behind it. Mm-hmm. And it was like, ooh, that's not, where I can't even give an example right now. I can't think of one, but it was one of those things where it's like, well, it wasn't necessarily that I intended to be, racist or homophobic. But it was acceptable to say things in a certain way 12 years ago.
Yeah, it was all about just the laugh, really.
Zach was, getting started, just a couple of years ago. And it's like, the world has changed since then, but not
as much as
social
10
norms.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. But my uncle has been telling me, because I was talking to him about it, and he's like, you want to get some material? Just follow me around for a week. I feel like I'm turning into the guy. And he's like, dude, it's scary to him. Like,
yeah, it's
like that energy has gone to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Although that is a natural progression though, too, I think, where, you
kind of turn into
you learn from your role models.
Yeah.
And if your role models,
I notice things that I do that are like my dad.
Yeah.
And
it's
sure.
There's certain things where I'm like, oh, hell. I learned from one of those, commercials the other day about turning into your parents. The insurance commercials.
Yeah. They're great.
And
yeah.
I thought I was becoming a better, more positive person where like I would stop managers in stores and compliment an employee. I didn't realize that was just an old man trait. I thought I was getting better as a human.
You thought people didn't do that?
No. Yeah. I thought that was just me being a positive dude.
No.
Now I'm like, now I'm just cheesy as fuck.
Now I can't do it.
Yeah. Now I something I get joy out of in complimenting people I can't do. It's like, what do I do now?
Yeah. Still do it, I would.
Yeah.
That's the thing is leaving positive reviews for companies and stuff like that. That's one thing I've thought about and I don't do, and I need to do it more. It's like, like when I have a good experience at a restaurant or, at a store, a local place, like leaving a good review, because it seems like everyone that wants to leave a review. It's even me. I'm like, I'm pissed off. I want to leave a review.
I try to keep a positive balance on that side where if I ever have anything negative that I feel like I need to say about a business or something, I will make sure that I go out of my way to compliment other businesses or make sure I leave positive reviews to, I hate to say compensate, because I'm not doing, like, I know that I leave more positive reviews anyway than I do negative ones. Anytime I have an exceptional service, I go right to,
Yeah.
But
I need to get into that habit.
I need to make sure I'm on the positive side of that balance. Like when I had an incident over at a restaurant over in Moline where they screwed up everything and were just rude about it.
Not cool about it. Yeah.
It was like,
it's one thing to screw things up. Just own it.
Yeah. During COVID, we were still, getting lunches for our employees and stuff, but we were trying to not have during COVID. It's like it's over, but
yeah.
But
during the height of
COVID, we didn't want people having to grab from the same trays and stuff. We wanted to have individual dinners. They made a taco bar instead. And it was like, that was the exact opposite of what we were trying to do.
Yeah, we weren't really trying to do that.
We weren't trying to be all in each other's foods and having to, then you get the lines that form and yeah, no fun.
Terrible idea. In the height of COVID. I missed buffets.
Yeah. I haven't.
Except for there's not any great buffets anymore.
Like I do want to.
Well, except for the pizza ones. Like Happy Joe's has a solid buffet.
Quad City Pizza Company used to do theirs more often than they do, but when they do them, they are good because they have like chicken and stuff as well, and their pizza's good.
Hell yeah. I've never eaten
I recommend that one.
Okay. And then another one was, I miss Godfather's, man.
Oh, Godfather. See, my hometown had a Godfather's. Like, it was the place. My grandparents ate there every Thursday.
Oh, yeah. I used to go there after after Little League games.
Yeah.
That was our thing.
Draper used to work for Godfather's.
That is awesome.
In fact, I think I met him long before I did comedy, or even he did comedy.
What did he do there?
He was a cook. I believe used to cook there. I might be wrong now, but I dated a girl that worked for Godfather's, and I would occasionally go in and visit her. Or get, do things with her.
Get free pizza. Yeah.
Very rarely.
Whoa.
Very rarely did we ever. I don't know. It might have been a thing where she was just sick of it at the time. Like where
Yeah, you get. When I worked at Jimmy John's, I got sick of it.
There was and I loved some of their old pizza stories where they would. For the buffet, they would make a pizza called Everything Green, where they would just put all the green things from the tray of ingredients onto a pizza. Or they had one called Find the Pepper, where they'd have one spot in the pizza that was all hot peppers.
Oh.
But they wouldn't put them out like that. They would just put them. They didn't have labels on there.
Yeah.
So
that's great. Wise Guys has a good one too, and they moved, but I haven't been to the new Wise Guys.
I guess the new one's closing.
Ooh, that's rough.
Like something about they got an opportunity to sell the business or sell the building or something like that, and it was one of those,
because it's in a strip mall, so
it's something about where it was just a better opportunity for them. I was like, wow.
And the old one turned into a Wendy's like overnight. All of a sudden I drove out there. I was like, oh, it's a Wendy's now.
Yeah, they still got the old Wendy's still just sitting chilling. Up the street, like
next to the vacant IHOP,
which I didn't realize was vacant until
I hadn't gone there. It was never good.
It was
very okay.
And it was on top of the fact that it was such a place where you couldn't get in and out of very easily.
That area is awful.
Yeah. I believe that Panera Breads are all put on corners that are difficult to get in and out of.
Just on purpose?
I think it's a business thing where they like, if you can't leave, you have to buy more. That's a bogus theory, yes. But if you think about all the Paneras around here, they're harder than shit to get in and out of.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That is true. It's a good point. And I also think it's overrated. But
yeah. Kind of like when Walgreens and CVS had not an agreement, but when one would buy a corner, the other one would buy the other corner.
It's so weird.
Like, and then these land companies caught on to it. So when one would buy, they would jack up the price on the other one.
Well played.
Yep.
I mean, in all fairness, I actually respect it because they have the money anyway.
Yeah. If you're gonna extort or price gouge someone, price gouge the bad guys.
Yeah.
Exactly. Price gouge the corporations that can afford it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. I hate that I go to Walgreens, but I do. I either go to one or the other though.
Yeah.
And I've always been a Walgreens person for some reason.
I more often will go to Walgreens, but we have the CVS on the corner of.
Yeah, exactly. So you can walk there.
We can walk there, but there's something. I appreciate Walgreens getting rid of CVS getting rid of the cigarettes.
Yeah, I respect that.
That was, they knew they were going to lose a ton of business, but they went full in with quitting smoking.
Yeah.
And they had all the Nicorettes and stuff in place of the cigarettes. But them and like Target did it, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Target, I don't know if it's always been, but I just found out they are super supportive of LGBTQ.
Oh, I knew that.
And they have a section for them and a section for like gender neutral clothing as well. Like, I
didn't know that.
And I don't know if it's all the time or if it's just during, the Pride and summer months, but super, like there's a lot of companies that fake their support for that.
Oh yeah.
But Target.
No, Target's all in.
Target's been.
They've been all in for a while.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I'm starting to respect them more and more as a business.
Yeah. Even though they're a little more pricey, but it's that's the thing is like
I will pay for that convenience or that courtesy.
Yeah, knowing that the moral compass is not in a bad place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm starting to get that way. That's how I feel about, like, I don't really go to Walmart, like, ever. I don't buy my groceries at Walmart. I go to Hy-Vee. I know it's more expensive, but I know I'm at least
supporting something kind of local.
Yeah, it's remotely local, you know.
I can get behind that. I don't do any of the shopping.
I need to go to Aldi more, though. Aldi's the shit.
Yeah.
And Aldi treats their employees pretty well, too.
That's what I've heard. Kim does all of our shopping, and her and her mom have like a routine where they hit like all the stores. I don't know what comes from what stores exactly, but it's one of those things where it's like they know what's cheaper, they know what's better quality wear, and so they just do a whole weekend route or a Saturday route of all the stores. And all these is on there, and I know Walmart's on there because there's just certain things they can't get other places.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I don't avoid I don't never go to Walmart. I go to Walmart sometimes. But
no, but I try not to. Yeah, if I don't have to.
Yeah, I just feel gross.
Yeah,
when I go there. I love Costco though. I am all about Costco. As a company, as a store, everything, they do everything very well.
I have not been to Costco. Again, I don't do a lot of shopping though, but just not something I've gotten to. But yeah, I have heard nothing but good things about.
I did a report on them in college. I think I've talked about this on the podcast before. My ex-girlfriend thought I was just weirdly obsessed with Costco, which I am, but in a business way.
Yeah.
They treat their employees really well. You can make like $25 an hour as a cashier, like
that's a
pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's a solid.
Yeah, you can live and have a decent life working there. The CEO, I think his salary, it probably increased since I did this report because the report was like 10 years ago, but he only took a salary of like $250,000, like. Because he knows like that's still a good amount of money.
Yeah. That's just like people that get Jeff Bezos money. Like number one,
I hate that I use Amazon, but
it's too convenient.
It's he got me.
Yeah, but it's one of those
same
things
with Apple.
where
they got my ass.
Where with as much money as he has, like that's stupid money.
I love how his ex-wife was just like, I'm just gonna give so much money away.
Yeah. But him, like when they talk about it costs this much to do this, and they do the rice example with his money when they pull out the rice grains, it's like 3 rice grains, and it's like out of a mountain of rice, and it's like this guy could be solving world problems if he wanted to.
Yep.
But
it's insane. It doesn't make sense to me.
Or Elon Musk goes and buys Twitter for the same amount to end human poverty as far as food inequality.
Yeah. Elon's a tough one for me because it's like I feel like in a sense like he's not completely like evil, but I don't know. It's a gray area for me.
I think Bill Burr talks about it with Steve Jobs when he talks about Steve Jobs didn't invent the iPad or
the first thing was the
iPod.
The iPod.
Steve Jobs didn't invent that. Steve Jobs goes to his really smart scientist guys and says, "I want 1,000 songs on this little device. I want this device to connect to the internet and be able."
I think he came up with the idea of how it looked, and that's
for sure. But there's a bunch of scientists,
and he was tripping on acid.
Well, and there's a bunch of scientists behind the scenes going, "This motherfucker wants us to do what?"
Yeah.
And so, those are the guys. Like same thing with Elon Musk. Like he comes up with some great ideas, but it's his team behind the scenes that are really making the shit work. Like he doesn't know how his rockets get to space.
No.
He just knows he gets to ride on a ride for a little bit.
Yeah, that is alarming. The fact that the 2 richest guys want to leave this planet. It's a red flag.
Well,
a little bit.
I think that,
or it's just a flex. I don't know.
I think ultimately, yeah, we are destroying our planet, and they think that leaving the planet and terraforming other planets is the solution, where it's like, nah, man, you can spend a lot less and just fix a goddamn planet.
Yeah.
But they don't want to. They want to do the cool thing or the adventure thing or the flex thing or whatever it is. So, yeah, right now I think they all think going to space is the cool thing. And
no, I'm not. I'm not leaving. I'm dying on this earth. I'm not leaving.
No,
thanks.
Yeah, I don't need to go to Mars.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I don't even like flying, man.
No. I gave up. Well, I didn't give it up. Like if I have to, I will fly. But it's one of those things. Like I'd just rather. Kim likes driving, and I like getting high and riding along. So
it works out.
Yeah, I can just chill and zone out and be like, do, and she's like listens to her music rock hard, and
yeah,
that sounded way weird too, but I'm all right with it.
I'm all right with it. Can't say rock hard without laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have at our office, they talk a lot about like the unit as far as, well, we need to get the unit down there, and it's like I just giggle
Every time.
It's like, you're an idiot. You're
Such
44 years old, and you still giggle at penis innuendos. Good job.
Oh man, I think we got a little bit of time left. Before we wrap up here, though, as far as like dealing with I like to talk about this with people who, especially that deal with depression and anxiety, and just kind of how you cope with it, and what are your obviously you've been dealing with it for a while, and also what you've noticed from, because you quit drinking over a year ago, right?
Yeah.
So what led up to that, and what have you really noticed has changed with your mental health since then?
I know so I guess the overall reason, if I had to pick one, like why I quit drinking.
Yeah, there's probably multiple. Yeah.
The biggest one being like, I could fuck up when I was drunk and be like, oh, sorry, I was drunk.
Yeah.
And
it's a scapegoat.
And sadly, most people go with it.
Yeah, because so many people are like, oh yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah.
Like, and like, if I smoke,
it's weird how acceptable it is.
Yeah, if I smoke pot, I don't make those same bad decisions. Like, I can talk myself into some stupid shit when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
But when I'm sober, or when I'm, high on weed or sober, I don't do that.
Yeah.
And that was kind of ultimately the thing that, for me, that was the first time I really gave up drinking. It was because I made myself sick. I got too drunk one night, puking and throwing and just destroying my body. And I quit drinking for a couple of years that time. But it wasn't necessarily the same motivations, where this time when I quit, it's like, you know what, you just need to make better decisions, and you don't make good decisions when you drink, so why don't you just knock that off?
Yeah.
And I was one that never was good about the moderation thing with drinking. Like, if I was going to drink, I was going to drink till I was drunk.
Yeah.
And there was a point.
Otherwise, what's the
point?
point?
Yeah. And like, we used to, if we'd go to a NASCAR event, we'd have a competition to see who could get up first to start drinking the earliest. Because if you don't start drinking in the morning, you can't drink all day.
Yeah.
And it was like a point of pride. And it's like, that's a really weird thing to be prideful about. Like, man, you can drink people under the table. It's like,
ooh-wee. Yeah.
You can drink 13 beers in a sitting. Yeah, that's expensive.
That's a problem.
Yeah. So
an expensive one. Yeah.
So yeah, I was lucky that I didn't get to a point where I had done something to have to make that decision. But I was glad that, I was thankful that I was able to recognize that my personality and body just with alcohol just they don't get along well. They just want to do dumb stuff, and it's like, you can do better. So it was a personal improvement more than anything.
Yeah. So what have you noticed over the last year? It's been a little over a year, right? Yeah.
It's weird because like we rode up to Dubuque on Thursday with Jake, and Jake McDowell is also going through trying sobriety out. Yep. And that's how I know Jake. Yeah. One of the things he does is he has to sometimes just avoid the bars because with comedy you can't go out and do comedy in a bar because that's where comedy is. And I've been fortunate that I haven't had that temptation. Like that's not the thing that tempts me. The thing that tempts me is when I'm more in small groups and they're all drinking, and it's like
I feel left out.
Yeah. But when it's everybody's there, it's like, whatever, you guys are all drunk idiots. I'm okay. Yeah. But I think there are more people that are not drinking these days than we realize. But
it's kind of like a small movement. Yeah. Of some sort. Or it's like you're realizing you're poisoning yourself, right?
Yeah. So I've been fortunate, or I keep saying it. I haven't noticed as much of a huge difference as I think I maybe should, but at the same time,
you've made less bad decisions, though.
Yes. I think overall I'm just able to maintain a better sense of mental health because I'm not diving into those things, doing something and then feeling guilty about it afterwards, or talking myself into something stupid and making mistakes and
having to clean up a mess.
Yeah. I did a joke the other night for the first time where I was talking about when I used to drink, the next day my text messages were always full of me apologizing for my behavior from the night before. But now that I've quit drinking, my texts are all apologies for behavior from the night before, but it's just because I'm neurodivergent and weird as fuck. So I'm still apologizing because I'm weird.
But you're apologizing to people who don't even think they need to be apologized
to. Or people that don't hate me because I pooped on their couch or something. I've never done that. But the kind of dumb stuff you would do when you're drunk where I haven't destroyed a relationship.
It's cooler to poop in beds now.
Yes. Yeah. I hate that whole situation.
The whole thing is awful. I don't want to pick a side. I'm just like, this is stupid. I shouldn't care about any of this.
These are two people that were horrible to each other.
Yeah.
And possibly are toxic people just in general, but they were at least toxic to each other.
Oh, yeah.
I hope nobody wins. I hope.
Yeah. The judge probably just like, guys, just go home.
But the harm this is doing to men that have been abused, to women that have been abused, it's
a mess.
Yeah. That's the part that makes me sad is just like, people that are really, and they really suffered too. I'm not saying they didn't, but people that are out there suffering right now are having less of a chance of getting the help or getting better.
They're hesitant.
Yes. Because of the fact that
anything that creates hesitation is frustrating to me.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Because, I've talked to many women. I haven't talked to as many men about it. I want to, because I know men have been obviously victims of assault, domestic assault, and domestic violence as well. But with women, it's just like, this is why there's like so many examples of this is why I don't come forward, because I don't have to deal with all this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if nothing else, anybody that is looking to report abuse right now sees that they may have to go through a embarrassing trial or just being pulled through the mud of public opinion. And that,
well, obviously not everybody's a celebrity, so they won't be on that scale, but still.
Yeah, but you have people
still have
in your
to go
life.
To court.
Yeah, you have people in your life that are going to make judgments because of it, and it's like, well, that's exactly what's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Well, let's try to end on a positive note here.
But I do hope that through things like your podcast, where you talk about mental health, I know that's been something that has quite probably contributed to this more positive scene we have in Quad City comedy right now. I think more people are aware of their mental health and are getting the checks that they need. I hope everybody in our scene understands how much. I know we touched on this a little bit, but the way the positivity is now.
Yeah, the camaraderie.
If you're struggling with something, talk to somebody in the group, because somebody has something similar experience, or somebody knows somebody that can get you to the right direction. Because just because there are things that are out there that are scary and hard, there's people here that are willing to help walk you through it.
Yeah, and we all it's awesome. Like, we all want to see each other do well and succeed, whether it's with comedy and just in life in general.
I like that the other day. I don't know if you picked up where Tim because you're in the group chat.
That's
a weird group chat. Anyway,
it's
but he was like, "Hey, everybody, bring your A game, because we're gonna be booking a couple of shows coming up, and we need to know who's good, who's got the A game." And I was like, "Hey, I'm just happy everybody here has passion and creativity to create new jokes. I don't need to compete with any of you guys."
Yeah.
I know he wasn't trying to
create a competition.
Yeah, but it was just one of those things where I'm just happy that, people are out there being funny. People are out there getting to try it.
And I feel like I've obviously only been coming around for a year, but I've been going to shows and stuff for many years, and that's the reason I finally decided, hey, I've been going to all these shows. I really like comedy. I might as well just go up there. And that's basically Schlichting got me to do it. He's like, dude, I see you at all these.
He's good at that.
I see you at all these shows. Like, when are you going to go up there? I'm like, for a long time. I'm like, I'm not ready. I don't have enough material. I had an excuse. And then finally I was just like, why not?
Yeah.
And I've loved it ever since. But yeah, it's just the network of people, and everyone's supportive, and
it's still sometimes
but
weird.
I feel like it hasn't always been like that.
No.
I get the sense of that anyway.
Yeah, it definitely was a lot. I don't want to say more cutthroat because I don't know that it was necessarily about.
I feel like there was just less people.
There was less people, but there was also like
clicks. Maybe
there were clicks. It was just not. I think it was more about everybody thinking. Is a comedian, you have to have a little bit of an ego in the sense of you have to think you're funny enough to try it. And some people let that ego go a little too far. And I think that was kind of a thing where there were some big egos. I
wish I had more of an ego, man.
Oh, well.
Not ego, more of a confidence.
Yeah, no, I'm with you because I kind of sometimes think of myself as a self-loathing narcissist. Like, I am my own worst critic, but I also think I'm really good at this. So it's like weird.
It's a weird space.
Like, you're a faker, but you're really good at it. Like,
yeah.
So... But I don't know. It was just, I think times have changed where people are just more about, embracing mental health and embracing, just life in general right now. And we got a good batch of comedians in the Quad Cities that are both about that as well as nurturing. Dana, I know, was talking, I can't remember what specific example he said, but it was something to the effect of if you get off stage and no one told you, then, you had to figure it out on your own. And I do think there still needs to be a level of sink or swim in comedy, like, because you can still do it at any open mic, but it's not everybody's going to be good at it.
Yeah.
And so I think there needs to be Leslie and I were talking about this a little bit, and her and I have agreed neither one of us are like the most like jump out and hug and accept all the new people that come in.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a little bit of you
still got to earn your stripes a little bit.
You got to earn your stripes, and there's been so many people. You think about it. I mean, just in the year or so you've been doing it.
Yeah.
How many people that have tried it once or twice and you never see them again?
Yeah.
And because we've seen so many people come through this, like, it's hard for us to put energy into anybody new until we know that they're actually as committed to this as we are.
It's crazy how many similarities I've found between this community and the recovery community.
Well,
because when people start to come to meetings
mm-hmm.
and you see them once or twice, and then you never see them again. I don't know how much I want to invest in that person because I don't know if I'm ever going to see them again.
Yep.
It's the same. It's almost the same thing. It's weird.
Well,
and also the support system
mm-hmm,
is very similar.
Well, and you think about, because Leslie was talking about, she's like, somehow I got to be the leader of this group or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, because you're the least broken of the toys.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the Quad City comedy scene, we are a bunch of broken people all searching for something.
Yeah.
And she just happens to have her shit together more than most of us. So we're all like, it's like the scene from Toy Story when they think Buzz when all the little green guys are infatuated with Buzz Lightyear. We're all just like, you have your shit together? Oh.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah. Yeah. Leslie, James seems to remotely have his shit together from what I've gathered.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Leslie, I've had so many conversations with her about stuff, and she even she's even implemented it into her set, like giving advice to just people in general.
I love the ice cream sandwich bit where it all comes from the fact that all the guys are single, mostly white men, horny guys in comedy, and she's like, shut up, like, quit talking about it and whining about it. If you want to date, quit whining and just go do it. Like,
yeah.
And she has the ice cream sandwich bit about that. So Brandon, his wife, came with him on Thursday to the comedy bar, and she said something to the exact same thing. She's like, I just want to go up there and tell all these guys, like, quit whining about it. If you want to have sex, quit talking about sex and go out and date. Like, quit.
But I'd have no set.
And that's kind of the thing. Like, she's like, you guys just whine about stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's kind of what this is in a way. But that's why it's refreshing when you see people break through with different stuff that isn't always about their dick or their,
That's why I'm trying to get away from that. I'm not trying to be like a complete like Jim Gaffigan clean comic, but I want to find a good like.
I mean, there definitely is a value in, if you can do a Gaffigan set where you can be 100% clean. I mean, it opens up way more opportunities.
Yeah, like with like Schlichting, he gets like businesses that have him do like their corporate events and stuff like that. That's big money, man.
Yep. And even, Chris isn't even necessarily, I wouldn't call him a clean comedian because he definitely does some edgy stuff.
Yeah.
But he keeps it at least in an area that is presentable in places other than just comedy clubs.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like when I did my set at the Speakeasy, that was the first time my parents were there. And I was like, I needed, because as you can understand, I have Catholic parents, so I am very like hesitant about like the guilt thing, and like I'm scared. Like I'm 32 years old, and I'm still scared of my parents. In a sense, it's
44 insane.
It's gotten better, but so I was like, it's the first time there. I don't want to talk about I don't want to get into like the porn and like talking about like using drugs. I don't want to talk about all that. And I was
I kind of felt the same way when your aunt was there, when Jody was at the couch. Because I'm like, she's never heard me talk about pot before.
Jody's super cool though, man.
Yeah,
like she didn't care at all.
Yeah, but it was just one of those things. Like you got to remember too, like when back when I was at Best Buy, I was much younger, and we were still the hooligans, and she was at the age where where she was an adult and getting married and having kids and stuff like that. So she's always been kind of not an authority figure, but at least like a adult figure,
more of an adult than
So it was always kind of like, oh shit, I don't want to disappoint her.
yeah. And then so I did like a remotely clean set for the most part, and I remember like, and this was like everybody was talking about abortion, and just like everybody had a joke about that, and like everybody was talking about whatever, just all kinds of ridiculous stuff. And my set was just more observational, just like goofing around. And I had an older lady come up to me after the show, and you could tell she just like appreciated me for doing that. And I was just like, all right, I'll take that. But I talked to my dad last week. He's like, I had lunch with a friend the other day, one that's been to one of my shows and seen, my regular set. And he's like, you did a totally different set for us. And he like called me out, and I'm like, yeah. And I told my mom about that I was going to do like a completely different set. Apparently she did not relay that to him. And he's like, you don't have to do that. I'm like, you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah. Because it's great that you're giving me your approval for that, but do you understand what that approval actually cosigns?
Yeah. You're opening up a door that you can't close.
I've got a joke where my mom fucks a football team.
Has she heard it?
I don't know if she's heard that part of it. The part of the joke that starts off with her and I having kind of a battle of trying to outgross each other with different sex talk, that completely has happened.
Happened. Okay.
And her telling me I should have been a blowjob, that's happened. The extent of her going on to fuck the football team, I think my dad's seen that joke though. I can't. They've both seen jokes that I don't really have a lot of my dad jokes because he's always been kind of a little bit straighter, a little bit where my mom's been more the goofy parent. Or done the things that are more embarrassing to make fun of or something.
Yeah.
So but I know my dad has seen some of my mom jokes. I just don't know all of which ones.
Yeah. But next time they come to a show, they're getting the full
fucking
experience.
A football
team. They're getting the full experience.
And your dad's going to hear some stuff he ain't never thought he was going to hear from you.
Exactly. It's like you're going to hear some stuff that you didn't even know about. But all right. You said it.
You said okay.
Yeah, I'm holding you to that. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you being on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry we started a little late. Well, he needs to apologize. I'm just kidding. But I'm glad we were able to make this happen.
Yeah, this was good.
Yeah.
I had fun.
And that's the thing with the comedy scene, like we were talking about. We all of us are all screwed up in some sort of way, so I'm never going to run out of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about Brian. Brian, if you're listening, I'm gonna have you on as a guest. I know he's wanted to be, and he'll be. He has a disorder that I really want to get into.
Yeah,
with the multiple personalities. So I've had other people bring that up because I've asked people like, what do you guys want to hear about? What topics and stuff like that? And that'll be a good one. So yeah, I'm actually going to be interviewing pretty soon. I'm going to interview my priest.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's going to be a spicy one.
Yeah.
Because he's not afraid to talk about anything.
Cool.
And yeah. And he's just a great dude. Like, he's really doing it for like the right reasons. And you can tell he's only 31. Wow. It's weird. He's like my peer.
Yeah.
Like, because when we grew up, all the priests were like 80 years old, and it's so weird because I'm like, I forget I'm talking to a priest. I'm like, oh yeah, bro. Like, oh, Father, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. That'll be a fun one.
It'll be interesting to see what a cool priest is like.
We're gonna have dinner. We're gonna have dinner first and talk about what we want to talk about because there's so many things I could ask him about.
Yeah.
And then go from there. But that'll be a good episode. But yeah, I'm gonna keep the episodes rolling. That's the thing with the consistency. I don't want to fall off.
Yeah. Yeah. This
because
is something that has to stay consistent.
Has to
stay
stay
sort of momentum.
Oh yeah, dude. And there's so many podcasts, man. It's like it's not a competition, but it is a competition at the same time. It's a competition for your ears. So, all right, man.
I think you're doing good, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, for sure, man.